As we started in the previous week, chapter Dokur, a village on the plateau. We studied in the previous class the Deccan Plateau is the biggest plateau of the India, and where the Dokur village is also located part of this plateau only. And Dokur village name came by the Dakur, where the previously thieves used to live in this village forest is, and based on that the Dakur, now present this village is called Dokur. And also we studied climate and rainfall of this Dokur village, and what type of soils are located in the Dokur village, and what water resources tanks and ponds also we studied in the previous class. And also wells and bore wells also we studied, because mostly there is no good water facility in the Dokur village. Let us see in the today's class agriculture and crops, fruits, orchards, other livelihoods, other activities, market and transportation, village settlement, roads and markets. So summing up this chapter we will see in the today's class. So agriculture and market. So when there is no good water facility is available in the Dokur village, which means how is the agriculture and market, and what is the minimum support is given to the farmers, and where to whom their crops will sell. The farmers used to sell their crops to the in market yards, in agriculture market yard, or to the traders, to whom they will sell this. We will see agriculture and crops. The farmers of the Dokur grow cotton, groundnut, castor, paddy, bajra, and alasandulu and kandulu, red gram. Earlier people would grow mainly the millets as food crops. Cotton is grown in the Nalla Regadi, which means in the black soil fields, and groundnuts and castor are grown in the fields of red soils. The area under the groundnut farming has decreased recently due to the threat of the wild pigs, which means wild pigs are going in their farms and destroying the complete crop of the groundnuts. Due to that the Dokur villagers are decreased producing the groundnut crop. And in its place farmers now grow castor, while bajra, which means sajjalu in Telugu we will say, is grown in the white fields, and chaudu nelalu, loamy soils. Loamy soils are grown as intermittent crops along with the other crops, like paddy is grown with the water of Pedda Cheruvu and Sampenga Vagu, and pits are dug in the Vagu, and the water is drawn with the motor pump. In the stream rise of the paddy crops also gets destroyed. See, to produce the paddy crop, the farmers needed a lot of amount of the water is required to produce the paddy crop here, which means they have only one source, that is Pedda Cheruvu, Pedda Vagu. They have the source, and with that source only they are in the closely which lands are related nearly to the Pedda Vagu, which means big tank. In that people only used to produce the crop paddy. Over the decades, like see here, paddy groundnuts are grown by the using bore wells from the October to January. Rabi, the farmers say that the paddy yields from an acre of the land is about 20 to 30 quintals in 1 acre by using the bore wells. In the months of October to January, they produce in 1 acre 20 to 30 quintals of the paddy crop. Over the decades, the cost of the agriculture has increased due to the increasing prices of the chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides, and the use of the harvesters. The use of the traditional manure has drastically reduced, which means the farming process was completely changed now. So due to that they are not receiving the high amount of the benefits like chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers, and the harvesting prices. All these are grown up, and this is the impact to due to that the where the farmers has to face a lot of amount of the problem decline. Like here in the green passage, observe here in this, you read this passage here, what it is given: decline of the water, which means how the water was decline, groundwater levels a widespread problem. So farmers all over the plateau region have been digging more and more borewells in the order to grow cash crops. As a result, more water is pumped out than charged by the rains, and consequently even every year the water level in the wells is going down, and the bores are going dry after a very short use. Find out and discuss the causes and possible situations, which means in that village several farmers used to point out the bore wells instead of the natural rains. To get the water from the tanks, they habituated, they got the easy facility to cultivate their crops, is that they pointed the bore wells. This was the major problem here, where the constant water was decreasing. If suppose they dig surrounding of their village to store and to get the to increase the percolation of the water percentage, which means they may not face these problems. Like in next title we will see fruit orchards, some fruit orchards, which means the fruit production in the crops. Some farmers of the Dokur own mango and orange orchards. These crops require less water than paddy and can be grown on the land previously used for the groundnut cultivation. They grow some groundnuts and intermittent in the between the trees and crops during the Rabi season, and large farmers in this area uses the sprinklers for irrigation, which means some farmers are produced the completely mango and orange orchards. They in their fields, they for permanently they planted, they grown the trees of the mango and orange, and in between of the plant, in between of the space of the trees is they are sowing here groundnut crops. They are producing, they are cultivating here groundnut crops, and they will produce water to these crops by the sprinkling manner with the pipes. Is the land used in Dokur suitable? Is the land used in Dokur suitable? Yes, in the cultivation of this amount of crop. If the villagers increase the percolation water system in their village ground, which means it get possible for the various types of the crops. Environmentalists believe that we need to plant the use of our lands in such a way that they remain productive for the generations to come. For this, we need to practice sustainable land use. This requires that the soil fertility be maintained and the groundwater remain recharged. There should be a proper balance between the forests and pastures and the agriculture land and so on, which means on the various aspects. So environmentalists is also saying that here, if the villagers commit to store the water, which means how we will store water when rains falls, at that time we have to make some sources to get water percolation. Water gets sink into the soil, which means in this constant manner, when the villagers prepare such ways to recharge the groundwater, this is the main basic source to increase the water level in the ground of the Dokur. Other livelihoods, since the farm employment is available only for 6 months, small farmers and agriculture laborers are migrating to the cities and towns in the search of jobs. Besides Hyderabad, they also migrate to cities in other states like the Pune in Maharashtra and Goa and return in June. Since the suitable income from the agriculture is unpredictable in this village, and farmers undertake other activities apart from the farming to sustain their livelihoods, which means the farmless laborers, the people who, the families who do not have land, that people will shift to Hyderabad, Goa, Maharashtra in unseason to get other works. They shift, and in the June month when rains comes back at the time, when rainy season comes at the time, they come back to their village and to work in the landlord lands as the land laborers. So this was the situation. Cattle rearing. A few farmers of the Dokur rear the cattle for the milk. Milk is sold at a cooperative run by the government. The price of the milk is decided depending on the fat content and present in it. They get about 35 to 40 rupees for each liter of the milk. Most often the buffaloes are reared for milk only, which means the animal grazer, animal grazing is the one of the profession to some people, like they graze because they give milk, and this milk was sold in the government refinery centers only, and that milk price also decided on the fat levels only, and 30 to 40 rupees, 35 to 40 rupees per liter milk is purchased by the government based on its fat levels. About 20 families in Dokur who have small land holdings depend extensively on sheep rearing for their livelihoods. During the rainy season, the sheep graze in the village common lands and shaped the Nagaraju said, we also allow our sheep or graze in the fields or real estate and the ventures and surroundings the village and the nearby hills of the Manyamkunda. In the summer, we travel with the sheep to district Nalgonda and Kurnool for the grazing, which means in a constant manner by taking all the sheep, they will go from one district to other district also, like in the continuation manner. They will prepare the fencing and they will keep the sheep in that only, and they used to spend some nights on the way only, and they reach to the other districts. The sheep grazers will feed the sheep in this manner, and they supplies the sheep when the sheep will grow, and the sheep will increase in their feeding habituals to the other state. They will sell it in the other states only, and our incomes is about a lakh rupee every year, which means every year by the sheep they will get 1 lakh rupee income also, as in the constant manner. One person will be appointed to sheep grazers, and he take care and everything, and he takes the sheep to one area to another area in a grazing manner only. He reaches from one district to another district. Other activities like these villagers who depend on the other activities like carpentry, kirana shops, and other professions also there. Like some people who used to live in the different aspects where they are living, where they are feeding their families. The landless people are doing the other activities like market and transportation. Market and transportation also one of the important aspect here. Like transportation, the people who do not have any sources, who do not have any land to cultivate, to tilt, these all the people are also used to depend on the transportation, the vehicle drivers, and some people in the service activities like RMP doctors who studied, who practiced medical, and the people are also working in this region. So village settlement, there are about 570 families in this village. In Dokur village, there are 570 families with about 3,400 people as per the 2011 census. There are 570 families as per the 2011 census. There are 3,400 people are living in the Dokur village. Of these, about 350 families of various castes who own the most of the land in the village. The remaining 220 families depend mostly upon the wage labor either in this village or nearby the villages. Their land holding is less than the half acre each, which means they cannot afford their lives based on the half acre lands. So their land holding is less than half acre each. All of them are agriculture laborers, as we saw earlier. They also migrate in the months of the December to Hyderabad, to Pune, to Maharashtra. To these regions they will migrate and they will come back in the June month. Out of the 350 families, there are four large farmers with about 30 acres of land. Most other farmers have only about half to 5 acres. Hence, most of the cultivators are small farmers only in Dokur village. We can predict here. Majority of the population has very less land in the Dokur village. In the earlier days, roofs of the houses were made of baked clay and walls with the mud, and wood was not used much. The new houses use steel bricks and concrete, stone and mud is easily available for the nearby the quarries. The houses of the poor are thatched or have tin sheets roofs. Most houses in the village have the electricity connection, but most houses have the electricity connection, but their houses are different. Like the landlords have their houses are constructed with the concrete, like the buildings. The others are thatched, whose houses are prepared by the sheds. Earlier, the people of the Dokur depended on the wells for the drinking water. Nowadays, drinking water is supplied through on the overhead tank, which draws its water from a bore pump. Water is supplied through taps once every 2 days, which means the tap water also will not come continuously to the Dokur villages. All houses have tap connections that have been provided by the government agency, like the government agency, which means Grama Panchayati of that village is provided to each and every house tap connection, but that water is comes to the taps after the 2 days once. The roads and markets, there are a few shops in the village such as kirana shops, chicken centers, vegetable shops, pan shops and so on. Buses play from the Mahbub Nagar to Dokur village. A few buses play from the Devarakadra to Vanaparthi via Dokur, which is linked to the National Highway 44. Most of the villagers travels by the shared auto rickshaws towards the north of the village. There is a railway station where 3 local trains stop, which means there is a railway junction also where the 3 rails will stop. Throughout that only the villagers will supply their vegetables. So transportation systems, so traveling systems can occur, and this village has also connectivity with the National Highway 44. You do complete writing of the improve your learning and prepare some 1 mark questions from this lesson, and write the keywords also which are given in this lesson, and complete this lesson. We are completed this lesson, and next lesson we will start in the which is located in the hills, in the hilly regions, is Penugolu village. We will start in the next class. Thank you.